Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Instant Rewards Back Office Live Training. We are now live and recording. I'm Ernest Odell, your host and presenter tonight, and I was just chatting with Anthony over on Skype, and looking forward to having him join us tonight, along with Trace Borelli and Rangeline Presley. Want to give a shout out to everybody here: Evita, Gwen, James Barshaw, Laurie Brennan, Maria Rodriguez, Scott Denham, Sean, and Shelley. And right now we have about 10 people out of 26. I'd like to see about 25 here if possible. In the future, if we get more demand for more seating, I have some other venues that we can use, live streaming over on YouTube, or I can increase the seating with the Citrix platform here on the GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar. Every Wednesday and Saturday evening, we start at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, or as close as possible to it. We're starting at about 15 minutes late this evening. We'll try to keep this going for about 1 hour. Try not to go over that too much, but we've had some questions about some basic training in the back office, and we've got questions about getting your links working, and just kind of basic training 101. So why don't I start with Shelley's question right off the top about getting started, but you need your links to work, okay? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up my browser, and I'm going to go ahead and shut down my Facebook. Don't need it distracting me. Then I'm going to get into my Instant Rewards Network, Instant Money Network, and the IMN1, okay? And the reason why I'm going to cover this real quick, if you're promoting Instant Rewards Network and you can't get in and you forgot your password, click on this link down here. If you haven't gotten access to your back office here, then it could be that you're not registered, and we'll go ahead and show you how. I will just make a real quick note about the Instant Money Network and the IMN1. They are just different front ends that will tie into the offer site. Okay, so Instant Rewards, okay, on the offer site here, you notice the networks here. We got 16 networks. They all tie into the offer sites, okay? The IMN1, of course, you can only promote one offer at a time in the back office, so whichever one you choose to promote, just make sure that you're complete in it, okay? And on the IMN1, I'm promoting the 80, okay? Because it's easy enough to do, okay? And it's easy enough to do, and it's streamlined and simple. So we've got Anthony on the call with us. And Anthony, we're going to basically start off. I'm going to unmute you if you'd like to jump in here. And let's see. Let me hold on a second. We've got some background noise. That's okay. Let me know when you get your headphones on so we don't get any channel chatter. But I was just going over some basics and telling everybody how these three different networks, the Instant Rewards, and we've done this before, Instant Money Network and IMN1, they all tie into the offer sites, okay? And I've got some other videos over on the YouTube archives and training channels. So if you go to the feed over here on YouTube, I'll give you guys the link. If you're not registered over there, go ahead and click on that little red button and register right here where it says subscribe. And every time we do a new upload, you'll get an email notification of any new content that I put up. The other day, Mike Mueller was asking me about posting, how to post 200 ads a day on classified ad sites. I set up a domain to redirect over to the webs.com because I'm going to close that. But the classified ad sites, adsite.directory, classified adsite.directory goes over to the actual classified-ad-sites.webs.com. And it's a compilation of websites that you'll also find over at the imnmarketer.com, over on their training channel here for advertising on the top free classified ad sites. So, make use of this channel right here. The top free, all right, it's like the top 120, okay, or the top 20 rather. The top 20 sites that you'll see here, they include Craigslist, Backpage, and all these others here on this list here. DAPE. DAPE is making some changes too, but use these and pound them. They definitely work. Okay. On this right here, I'll just go ahead and give you this link so you can link to it if you need it. There's like 154, 152 websites on this particular channel. There's high traffic networks, pinging services. You can use pinging services. If you look at all these videos over here, drill down and search, you'll find tutorials on using the pinging services and the sample ads. Many times I have shared my templates over here on Craigslist. I've got 31 of them in my favorite. I got like a list of a directory of templates and actual ads that are running. They're all live right now. Minus the retail ads. If you structure your ads like a marketing or a sales job or an actual job ad, where did I get the idea from doing this? Is I went over to Career Builder and Monster.com, and I looked at some of the ways that they were laying out their ads. So, this is a good place to get an idea. If you want, I'll be glad to share my work with you. You can copy it if you like. I've got Anthony unmuted on the call. Anthony, thank you, guys. Glad to have you on the call. I'm honored. This is the first time. I got with Anthony about, what was it, back in June, wasn't it? You know, we saw a lot of people asking the same questions over and over and over. And I said, you know, I think it would be good if we could put up some of these tutorials and make them evergreen for everybody, and put them up on a channel where they could get to them. I think, you know, they have been helpful. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been helpful. I really appreciate the kudos and the praise, but anytime you guys want something in the way of a special training or a tutorial, just let me or Anthony know, and we'll see if we can't whip it out there for you.
I mean, one thing is that I'm getting like feedback from you.
Do you hear any background noise from me?
Yeah, I'm hearing myself back when I talk.
Yeah, a lot of that is because I have two channels open, and I'll probably have to put you back down on mute again, because even with headphones, it seems like there's a lot of background noise. I don't have headphones for this. It's a USB connection, and I'm in the big middle of an office here, which gets enough echo effect. So
could you just reduce the volume?
I can probably reduce my volume down to about.
I mean, reduce your speaker volume, and then I can talk.
Yeah, I've got it reduced down to 50%. Would that help?
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
So, is that better?
Yes, it's a lot better.
Okay.
One of the big things that, like, I want a lot of you to know, like, I started off marketing and working online just like everybody else. And the biggest thing is, like, a lot of the stuff that's coming into the training is stuff that you actually have to do. Like, when I compare a lot of times when people are saying, like, they're not making money, right? When you have a job, right, you work, say, about 8 hours a day.
You can go ahead, Anthony. You were breaking up. I can mute myself. Anthony, I've lost you. I can't hear Anthony. He was breaking up on the call, and then somehow it just went out. Anthony, if you're still there, can you type in the chat window? Hang on, guys. This is what makes live recordings unique. we get all the bugaboos and the darnets with it. It could be his internet connection. Are you still down in Ecuador? Okay, Anthony's waiting for the internet connection to correct itself. Anthony may be on a slower connection down there in Ecuador. So, South America, Central America, they don't have as dependable connections as we do here in the States. In regards to Shelley's Anthony, I've got you unmuted. Wait a minute. Okay, now you're unmuted.
Is it coming through okay?
Yeah, you're coming through now.
Okay. Yeah. One thing that, okay, like finishing off what I was saying before is that one thing that you have to really be like consistent, you know, like I saw a lot of other people did on stuff, and I talked to a lot of people. I've mentored a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people go from nothing to something online, and really what it is just about the consistent effort of treating it like a business. And the biggest difference between me and a lot of people that really succeed is that you really have to first and foremost treat it like a business. You have to have leads. Number one, anytime you own or operate a business or you own or working for any type of sales job, the first thing is lead generation. That comes from posting. That comes from networking. That needs to be the main priority, number one. Then after that is, secondly, is talking to people. You want to, or you don't, I mean, you don't always have to talk to people. I don't want to say it like that. I know some people don't like to have conversations like that on the phone. But you either have to be texting them online, through the phone, emailing, list subscribing. You have to create a communication channel. So once you create that, is first you're generating the leads, you're talking to people, and then you're closing. And you know, if you have that type of mentality, there's nothing really, I don't think there's a legitimate reason why anybody that is constantly doing that can't earn money. The majority of the people that I see that don't earn the money, they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? If I either like, oh, I've been in IR, I've been doing any business for this and that amount of time, I ask them like, oh, okay, where's your ads? You know, could you show me your ads? Could you show me the posts that you've been making? Could you show me who you've been talking to? Could you, you know, they can't produce that. You understand? If it's mathematical, if you're not doing the mathematical steps in the business to, you know, to increase your revenue, you're not going to be successful, point blank, period. The people that you see posting proof pics, the people that you see, these are people that are constantly talking to people, constantly getting the word out. And some of them are not even really working hard. They, you know, you could also use your brain. You could outsource. You could pay people to give you leads. You could even pay people to talk for you. I mean, there's so much ways online that you could actually earn revenue that is ridiculous. And within, like, I think when I started that was like ZMZ or something like that. Within 2 weeks, I was making over a grand a week consistently. And I was never a real big traffic bringer. All I used to do was just get online, create relationships, talk to people, and make money. And I was like, is this really working? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this, like, even now, like, you know, people will comment on me and they'll say like, oh, you have, you know, you have this thing where I could go travel the world, I could do anything, but it's me using my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's me putting together people. It's me, like, how I connect with Ernest, how I connect with a lot of the workers, and I have, like, on the IR, there's a lot of outsourced labor now. You know what I'm saying? I pay like over probably $10,000 a month to people. You know what I'm saying? I pay out money. You know what I'm saying? To just to my staff. You know what I'm saying? That's work I could be doing. I could just do that all myself and just save that $10,000, but I pay it out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the thing to online. It's about leverage. You could, whatever you could do or whatever task that you have to do, you can leverage it, and there's people that will help you and assist you. You have to give out percentages, you have to pay out people, and you have to say, like, where does the traffic come? You know, Craigslist is not necessarily an ideal place, but it has traffic. And online traffic is money, currency. So the main stuff that you're trying to look at is like work, Craigslist, Facebook, Tagged. Back when I was doing it a lot, one of the biggest sources of traffic that I used to hit on a lot was forums and like, message boards, like where people, hip hop boards and different boards where people talk about stuff. And you could come into different little online communities and, you could say, hey, I have this group that I'm in. And if you get a lot of like the senior members of the community to back you up, you get sign-ups. So like I would go on different message boards and then I'll get people to back me up. And like I remember it was one message board where I had over 300 people signed up for me. And this is one website that nobody talks about. It's not Facebook. It's not Twitter. It's not Craigslist. And there's so many little channels online of sources that you could earn revenue from. But all you really have to do is just look, research, find the traffic, and convert.
Okay, Anthony, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I just wanted to, kind of reiterate on some of the things that you said, is that constant consistency and that persistent effort, treating this like a job or a business. And I've told, members before, if they've been sitting in on this call, if you treat it like a hobby, you're not going to make any money. You got to treat it serious. And, you've mentioned outsourcing. I've got some connections that I've made on Facebook groups, people looking for a way to make a job. Here's the deal I made with them, okay? I told them, I said, you post on, ad sites and in various groups. And I see you posting, on those groups, and I'll do the heavy lifting on this end with the autoresponder, and I'll pay them a percentage of my earnings. Okay, sometimes I pay as high as 50% of whatever I make. It's all performance based. If you want to get into paying them hourly, one of the things that I've learned that you have to be careful about working with foreign workers, you really can't see how many hours they're putting in unless you went into the expense of a timekeeping system that you could have them log into, and most people starting out can't afford anything like that. So you have to build up a basis of trust with some of the outsourcers and the people working for you.
As far as paying like on hourly, I mean, you come up with how much work you expect to be done.
Right.
Like, you're not really just paying hourly and just like, randomly. It's like, in an hour, I expect you to accomplish this. Now, if they accomplish it in 2 hours or 3 hours, it doesn't really matter. But if they're meeting their quota, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So, that's the biggest thing when you start to outsource. And there's people, there's reps that, they work for $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever. They work for a lot lower wages than we get in the U.S., So if you're creating a successful thing and you're doing, you really want to start to becoming an entrepreneur. I think that's the way to think about it. Not to treat it like a job, but to think like an entrepreneur. Because that's how sales are. It's not necessarily that, IR is your business, but it is your business because it's a sales. Anytime when you're dealing with sales, it's kind of like your business. You understand? Because it's your brand, it's your word, it's what you're bringing together. It's what what you're collating. So you want to start thinking about like, how am I presenting myself, my company, and how am I organized in doing this task? A lot of people, when I started saying like, do you have a spreadsheet? Do you have a call log? And it was like, oh dang, why do I need all this? I mean, how much money are you trying to earn? I mean, like, if you're trying to earn thousands of dollars, like people say like, oh, I want to make $200-300 a day or $1,000. If you want to earn above what the average person earns, and also do that online and sit in your pajamas, you have to be somewhat serious about it. You know what I'm saying? You have to really have a mentality and a go-getter spirit about it.
That's right. Yeah, and I utilize a lot of that. Of course, I spend a lot of time in training people over in the Philippines, especially doing private training webinars, show them how to post, how to join groups. I even supply them with the text ad to post, so they don't really have to think, but they do have to do a certain amount of production to get paid, and I still pay them, okay? And realize that, outsourcing in any part of the world, especially the Philippines, $250 a month is a lot of money to, people in the Philippines. If you're paying $50 a week and they're only working 5 days a week and no weekends, $10 a day over in the Philippines is a lot of money. Depending on where they live, in the south, in Mindanao, or in Manila, or up in Baguio, up in the Benguet province, a little bit more educated, a lot of colleges up there, higher standard of living, but still $50 a week is a lot of money. And I have paid out, that kind of money, but they have to put out a certain amount of production to get that. They're not going to do it just by posting 10 ads. They've got to show me where they're posting on a regular basis, keeping a spreadsheet of their ads and the links to those ads so that I can track them. I've got some pretty trustworthy people. I'm on a first name basis with them. And I talk to them almost every day. So you do have to, you basically have to kind of interview some of your people if you do go into outsourcing. But the best thing to start out, I have found, if you don't have the money to outsource, do it yourself. And keep track of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of learn a little bit how to do it yourself. That way, because when you outsourcing the task, they don't understand how to do it, right? So you have to teach them. Now, if you have no idea what you're doing, how are you going to teach it? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's true. You can't teach what you don't know.
Yeah, it requires that initial effort to kind of learn the brick and mortar. Now, once you start understanding the brick and mortar of it, you could start giving some of those tasks to somebody who could do it for a lot cheaper and inexpensively than you, and then you could keep your focus on the most important stuff. Like, say, a lot of times traffic generation could be tedious, so you could outsource that part, the traffic generation, and just do the closing. All you got to do is just say, okay, look, I understand this and this process generates leads. Let me outsource that task, right? So I'm going to give this person, the responsibility to, to generate leads. But I'm good at talking to people and explaining stuff to people. So I'm going to pay this person to go generate leads for me, and then when they generate leads, I'm going to close the deal. So what are you doing? Number one, you're paying somebody to generate traffic for you in your sleep, right? And number two, all you got to do is do what you're best at.
Yeah, and here lately, of course, I've been doing uh, most of my own lead generation and closing. And you know, over in the Philippines, you know, some of my workers over there, they don't have the best of connections. So they've had their production down, so I kind of had to pick up the slack. But there's ways to work with that. There's software out there that can do a lot of this work for you. If you find something that works for you, hey, pick it up and run with it. I've been working with a programmer here for the past couple of months, doing the there's a program called Multiplex Elements that the guy put out an auto poster for Facebook. And Facebook groups being what they are, you know, there's the biggest majority of them, you know, people are just, you know, spamming links, but your ad will get seen by a few people, okay? And there's a way to build up a relationship with people on the Facebook groups, not just jump in there and start advertising like everybody else, but become a resource and, you know, build relationships with them and give information, because people are looking for information. They're looking for a way to make money, and, you know, you've got a legitimate way of making money with the largest freebie network in the world on the internet. And, you know, you can show this to them, but I have found that going into the groups, I just have to kind of present myself differently, instead of just saying, hey, you know, come over here and check out this link to sign up, and I'll show you how to make $300 to $500 a day, or $300 to $500 a week, or $500 to $1,000 a week. You know, to some people that looks like, well, that's just too good to be true, okay? But it is doable. You just have to work the numbers. You know, you can't do it just doing 1 or 2 hours a day. You might have to do 5, 10, you know, 12 hours a day to earn that kind of money.
I mean, one of the biggest things about people is they have robot detection. Like, and they don't respond, like, positively to it. Like, if you just giving, like, everybody a generic message, a generic response, then there's a part of them that's going to start to turn off. You know what I'm saying? This is like this person is just saying something very generic. But when you can start, like, rephrasing everything to be specific, like if you're posting in, say, a cookout section, why isn't your message related to a cookout? If you're posting on, if you're talking to a girl and she's skinny and she lives in Georgia, why isn't your message related to that? Targeted. Facebook for a shirt that has my last name on it. So why does Facebook understand that, you know, I might want to buy a shirt that says right on it? You know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest things that you have to do is start targeting your message, like just giving like this, you know, this straight spam marketing that I feel a lot of people doing, this like untargeted, unfocused marketing is not going to yield the highest results. What really yields the best results is, you know, targeting your message, targeting your audience, and seeming like a human being to like the people that you're talking to. And once you start to do that, those people will receive you better. They'll say like, okay, well, maybe this is a value proposition, and then, you know, you can convert on that type of traffic. You don't want to just get like garbage traffic. I mean, really, like, you gotta kind of, I think, like, being a good marketer is somewhat kind of like being a psychologist a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to look into what motivates people, what attracts people, and use that to your advantage.
That's true, and that's why I do a lot of offline marketing, postcards, business cards, flyers, fishbowl method, and of course I use a lot of these ad places over here. Now you mentioned earlier Craigslist, and Craigslist, I've said this over and over, it's kind of an animal of its own species. And yeah, it will bring you a lot of traffic, but you've got to be careful the way you advertise on Craigslist. I've been doing very well over the past 23 months on Craigslist. I've only had one or two of my ads flagged on Craigslist because I violated certain terms. I got on the radar blip of somebody. But as I made mention earlier, if you present, people are, number one, they're looking for jobs. Okay, so if you present your ad like it's a job and have them call you up, all right, and this is what I do with mine. I generate a lot of calls. When people answer one of my ads here, okay, like this, I just basically tell them, pick up the phone and call me. There's my numbers and there's my hours and days of operation. Make it look like a job ad, because once I get them on the phone, I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to build a rapport and a relationship with them. Craigslist will, yes, they will generate a lot of tire kickers, but I have a way of trapping them into my autoresponder without, causing, any problems with the IP. If I'm using one of my registration pages, let me just, go over here and just kind of show you an example. And I've shown you guys how I do this before. I'll have one of my lead capture forms open, and I'll plug their name and email and their phone number in here, and I'll sign them up. As soon as it bridges over to the video, I'll close it, and I'll come back and I'll reopen the page. All right? And I will, give them kind of an interview style. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I'll have them qualified or disqualified. In 3 to 5 minutes, I've got them, up and running. I tell them to go over and watch the video. As soon as they check their email, they get the link. They're going to watch the video that, this is branched over to. And then I'll follow them up with a call, or they'll call me back. I get a lot of callbacks, and I get a lot of calls. I also use text message and canned responses. Yeah.
Can I answer Sean right quick?
Sure.
Okay. Like, back in the day, like when I first started, I don't really like Craigslist, but I started on Craigslist like, everybody else. So, one of the main things that I do, you post your ad, and then you have these people who call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you have to figure out, convert. And, what I used to do, like one of the main strategies I would do is, first of all, one of the big things is storytelling. Number one is friendship and storytelling. That's one of the main things. Like a lot of people just like, oh, hey, I'm working with this company. You sign up and earn $20 a day and blah blah. No, that's not gonna convince anybody. You know what I'm saying? One of the main things that you really want to do is that you want to say like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Well, not, you know what I'm saying. But hey, how you doing? My name is Anthony. I work for a company called Instant Rewards. What we offer is for people to be able to sign up and earn money. Now, I signed up about 2 months ago, right? Now, since I signed up, you know, first, well, before I even signed up, I had my brother. He told me about it, and he was like, you know, this great opportunity, blah blah. Now I was listening to him, and you know, I didn't really want to sign up at first. You know, he signed up my girlfriend, and once my girlfriend started doing it, and she made $100, I said, you know, let me give that a try. So, you know, I signed up for it, and I signed up my cousin, and then I started trying to sign up a lot of different people. And after I did it, you know, um, within like a couple weeks, I started making money. And, you know, last week I think I made about $500 since I've been in the program. You know, and so it's been working out real good for me. I just work from home. Um, to see, like, that kind of story that I'm trying to tell you, that's how you sign people up. And then, you know, and you say like, you know, and after you give like your story or whatever, then you say like, now, you know, it's a really good opportunity. Do you think it's something that you can do? Now, it's kind of a challenge question. You know, I'm not saying do you want to sign up. I'm saying, do you think this is something you can do? I'm challenging the person because they're like, yes, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, do you want to do it? I'm saying, do you think this is something you could do? And the person's like, oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's something you could do. I was like, oh, okay, well, great. Well, I mean, do you have time now, or, you know, what time? And, you know, one of the biggest things like I would do, like, to me, is that when you're really doing your job, by the time a person, like I had people call me back and say, I cannot wait to sign up because I'm going to make so much money. You understand? Do anybody that you talk to feel like that? If nobody you talk to feels like they're going to make a killing after you hang up the phone, you fail. You feel me? If you're not really communicating, number one, you're giving your story. Number two, you're communicating the value. And number three, you're bringing it home by showing that this is the key. And I really, like, when I told people that they were going to make money, they did make money. I didn't just say that as a selling point. So many people that I signed up made a killing. I had one dude that I signed him up, and he made over $4,000 within 2 weeks, and he invited me to the club and spit out on me ridiculously. You feel me? Because I really believe what I'm saying, and I really believe what I'm selling, and you know, and that's what you really have to start getting into your head. Number one, you have to believe so other people could believe it. A lot of people that I see that, you know, they slack and they don't make a lot of money, is because you don't believe it. You don't even believe you're going to make any money with it. How is anybody else going to believe that? You know, like when I talk to people, they could understand that I believe that I'm going to make money and they're going to make money too. That converts. You understand? So that's the power of conversion. That's the feeling and the belief that you have to get through on the phone. Does that answer your question, Sean?
Well, I sure hope it does, because it's helped, you know, Shelley and myself. And I found that when I take Anthony's approach with my prospects, they just can't wait to jump in. It's like Anthony said, you know, you ask them, do you think you can do that? I mean, you know, I got my girlfriend and her niece doing this, and I got my nephew doing this. I got friends that saw me doing this, and you know, we're making money. Do you think you can do this? And they get excited. If you feel You know, if you believe in what you're doing and you're excited about it, they're going to pick it up in your tone of voice. Okay. There's just no way you can hide your excitement. It really does work. And, you know, I appreciate
one thing
you
about
sharing this.
one thing about the opportunity as well that I look at, right, is like when I was introduced to it, is that you're signing up people for something that's free or cheap, or you could pay them to sign up and they can make money. So it's not wrong. You understand what I'm saying? This stuff doesn't have to cost people a dime. And it only costs money just in case you don't, you're just too cheap to reimburse them, or you just think like, I'm offering so much value that you should be able to pay $1 to do this. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that doesn't, the money doesn't, like, a lot of times when you get in like some kind of MLM type thing, right? It's about people having to pay, get on some auto rebuild, and they have to pay a bunch of money and stuff like that. But our money comes from the advertiser, not the user. I mean, a person could sign up for credit, like a lot of times when people wonder, is it a scam or something like that? If you sign up for creditreport.com and you pay $1, right, and creditreport.com pays out 20 plus, I say the exact figure, but if you're getting $20, that means IR is getting money too. They're paying out $20-something for this $1 sign up. In the MLM, it's about somebody paying out $25 and we're dividing that up. What's really happening here with programs like IR, way beyond whatever investment that is spent on the user's part is given back. If you spend $1 and get back 20, that's a 20 times flip. Anytime that you could spend $1 and earn 20, you should do that 3 million times a day if possible. Understand what I'm saying? It's mathematically genius. People have a real good benefit by joining our program. They could sign up for next to nothing, and even if they spend any money, you could reimburse them. They should have no worries. All they have to do is try the product and cancel if they don't want it. They get happy because they get to earn money. The advertiser is happy if the person chooses to keep it or tries out the offer, and everybody wins. This is a golden business. This is a really good business. So, you have to have the belief that what you're doing is good, first and foremost. If you don't believe what you're doing is good, you're not going to be able to sell people. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing is to believe in what you're doing. Believe that IR is good. Believe that promoting it is good. That getting a person to do a $1 offer so they could earn $20 is golden. And have that belief in your mind and your voice and everything that you do, and then it will believe that, and you'll be able to convert, get leads, and make money.
Yep. Shelley had a technical question. She said that every time somebody clicks on her links, I want to make a real quick shift for Shelley's benefit, that she's getting her sponsors' name and contact information. And what you need to do, Shelley, is when you get over to your Instant Rewards network site, when you get logged into your network over on the offer site, get your number, okay, and make sure that your marketing number, which you can find right here underneath the completion bar. Get your number, if it's a 5 or 6 digit, write it down somewhere, come back over into your control panel, go to your personal info. You won't find it in IRM, but what you need to do is go into the status check on IRM. Let's see. We try this again. Go back over real quick. Get back in here. On the IRN system, there's an orange bar as soon as you get logged in, right here, the status check below your marketing links. And you want to make sure that you've got the right number plugged in to your registration site. If you don't have your registration, let me see if I can't find it here real quick. Get over here, click here, stop that, here, okay. And right here, stop that, and I'm just going to copy the link, okay, without my affiliate declaration, and put that in there so that you can go to that site. If you don't have access to your back office, you can get it registered here. Once you get into your registration, you will have to make sure you get your numbers plugged in. Use the same email address and preferably the same password so that you can get into the back office and get it synchronized. And what's happening is if you don't have the right numbers plugged in your marketing system and in your status check, that's where it's not synchronizing and linking up. You may have used a different email address. It's not synchronizing. I recommend when people sign up on the offer site and over on the marketing site that they use the same email address so that it synchronizes. Yeah, and double check your links. You can go and double check your link right here in the status section. All right. So if you're promoting the starter in the 80 or a starter in the 60, they all look the same back here in the back office of the offer site. Get your link right here, your numbers, and make sure that they get plugged into the registration. I use the same email address across the board with all of my offer sites and marketing sites. That way, they get synchronized, okay? Let me get backed up over here and click on, stop this, okay? And there. Keep everything simple. Write everything down if you can, and keep track of that so that when if you want to reserve your business separate apart from your personal, then just make sure you use the same email and password for your business. That way, when you log in from the back office over at Instant Rewards Network, it will automatically log into your offer site. I can totally log out of this site right here, okay? I manually went over there. I can go over here and log in. It's going to open up a new channel because I'm using the same email address and the same password. If you don't get that working tonight, get with us tomorrow and I'll see if I can't walk you through it with a private webinar link hookup. Anthony, if you have anything else to add, we've got about 5 more minutes to wrap this up. Any questions, anybody? All right. Well, do me a favor, you guys, if you do have any questions, for webinars and you're logged in, do feel free to, get in touch with me on Facebook, send me an email and just say, can you do a tutorial on this? Or, get into the Instant Rewards group and post a question into the thread. We will, we will catch it. One of us will catch the question, and, we can definitely put this into the webinar and make an agenda and a training video out of it. Now, James Barshaw says, he's been posting ads, but he cannot begin to post 200 ads per day or even 100. And I've been using the links on classified ads. Many of them don't seem to allow you to post every day like Craigslist and Backpage. This training needs to be very detailed because I believe there is a lot of things that are not understood in posting ads other than Craigslist. As I've always said, there's, Craigslist is not the only game in town. So as I did in the last video, I did a tutorial on how to post 200 ads a day. That does not mean you can post 200 ads on Craigslist. Okay, and I do make mention of that in the video. I post once a day.
It's not on the same website. You know what I'm saying? If you're posting 200, this means that you're splitting up posts between a lot of different websites. And more importantly than really posting 200 ads a day, you should post 200 ads a day, because if you're not generating leads and you post one ad and quit, and you're working. But the main thing is about the post quality. A good ad, one good ad, could generate you 1,000 leads. So beyond just it's good to teach people that you should post a whole lot of ads just because you want to get a person in a working mind state. But beyond that, you really be an effective advertiser. You know what I'm saying? People are clicking on, how good are your subjects, your headlines, and everything. So, if you can't post 200 ads a day or whatever, that's cool. It's not really necessary to post 200 ads a day. You could maybe post a lot of traffic just by posting a lot. And, make sure that am I still breaking up bad? Can you guys hear me, or is it breaking up still? Okay. Could you?
I can hear you, Anthony. It was just that you were breaking up a little bit in and out on that connection. But I got the gist of what you were saying. Go ahead and talk to us. Well, I think, the connection problem, we can resolve that on the next call, but I do appreciate Anthony showing up and giving us his wisdom and background on this for everybody's benefit. And as I said, if you can't do, 200 ads a day, then, do 20 or 50 or do whatever you can. And like Anthony said, find a good ad and it'll make you some money. You can get one good ad, bring in 1,000 leads. You never know until you get that one good ad. Okay. And that's why I post once a day on Craigslist, but I don't post back to back in the same category. Okay, so as I've said before, if you look at the directory of my favorites, I've got ads in marketing, advertising, PR, customer service, sales, and then a variety of different job categories, but never back to back in the same category. I even do some in the etc. admin and office, in business management. I post occasionally over in customer service, mostly in marketing, advertising, and sales. I do some occasionally targeted ads. But, and yes, I still do some reverse marketing. Shelley was asking if I did, reverse marketing. And Anthony makes a good point that a spammer doesn't always analyze what they post. They just throw it out there and hope something sticks to the wall. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti up against the wall. You hope some of it sticks. Well, with this particular venue, especially spam is low conversion. I get a lot of calls on Craigslist, even while I'm on the road. I get a lot of calls on these ads because I have them calling or texting my phone. So I do follow up, and I get some pretty good conversion ratios out of these ads. So, like I said, Craigslist is just one of the games in town. They're not the only game in town. So, it's better to target the higher conversion markets. And you have to get off of Craigslist. I don't spend 5 minutes on Craigslist each day. I go to these other sites, as in word of mouth. I get a lot of people on my Facebook timeline. I'm advertising on my Facebook timeline. I put my ads up there, and I share with people that I really enjoy what I'm doing. I've got people that are finally making some extra money because they needed to pay bills, and if you're looking for a way to do this, give me a call or inbox me. I get people inboxing me for technical help all the time. I just don't have time to answer all the questions for technical help, when I'm busy working, signing people up. Paid advertising? Yes, indeed. I do a lot of paid advertising over here on these high traffic networks. I've shared this with you guys over in the other webinars that, these cost per action networks, and use 1-800 numbers if you can afford, the inbound call rates. Spring a little for 1-800 numbers. There's all kinds of services out there that you can get, a toll-free number and have people call you. With free long distance on most cellular services, people are not going to be, too concerned with it. But if you can afford 1-800, that gives you prestige. That's called image. That 1-800 number gives you image. Okay. I can call people back, like Anthony said, on Google Voice, but I don't spend but maybe 2 or 3 minutes qualifying a lead, getting them qualified or disqualified. If they're not interested, if they're disqualified, I wish them well and go on to the next call. Wish them well in their job search. Scott asked a good goal for callbacks per day. I try to call back all my leads. If I get 58 leads, I I try to call them all back. I don't always get them all. There was one day I had 68 leads came in here just a couple 3 weeks ago. I got 34 of them done, and I worked all day doing it. I got half of the calls made, and then the next day I got the other half made, and I still had calls coming in. So, it's constant, and they want to hear a voice. They want to know that another human being is doing this. Share your story with them, okay? Get excited about making money and show them how, and don't dump them as soon as they've made their offers. Teach them, and they will bust their rear ends for you, and they'll make you a lot of money. Scott, hold on just a second. I'm going to bring you in here. Okay. Go ahead, Scott.
So, Dale?
Yes.
Get new leads. What are the main two for them? I mean, you need to send them basic options. What else? I mean, how much do you help them? I mean, you can't help them all the time.
Initially, Scott, what I do is I get them on the phone, and I got them qualified in 2 to 3 minutes. I put their information into my lead capture page. I send them the link from the autoresponder. I tell them check their email, watch the orientation, and when is a good time for me to call you back? I got an open slot at 11 o'clock in the morning, another one at 4 o'clock this afternoon, or I can call you back in 15 minutes. I give them I give them 2, maybe 3 choices. And I ask them if they're sitting at their computer. Most of the times they are. They watch the orientation. If they have their computer on and they're checking their email, I can sit there right there with them and let them watch the computers, watch the orientation while I'm on the phone with them. I'll go ahead and spend about 2.5 minutes because these videos are not very long. Okay, I think the longest video we have is 7 or 14 minutes. Most of them are around 2.5 minutes, depending on the system that you're using. If you're using the new Work at Home Mom video with the new Final video, it's a little bit longer. But usually I've got them up and running in 3 to 5 minutes. After that, on my callback, I got them up and running and completed on 15 minutes. And then I tell them that the upgrade works the same way as the starter, and they're good to go with it.
Could I ask something?
Sure.
With your leads, like one of the things is that you really want to keep that relationship going, because like, okay, say I have a lead, right, and I sign him up. He did start at 60. Say like tomorrow Pet Plus comes out for 99 cents. If I'm still talking to this person, I'm like, hey, Pet Plus, they just came out with a new offer. It's 99 cents. So why don't you do it? I'll shoot you back the cash. And boom, he's cool with me. He'll do it. and stuff, say another program comes out.
That's right.
Hey, you know, sign up for this too. You like, okay, yeah, you cool. You know, so this one person could make me hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
not 20. So, you know, a lot of times when people just have the mentality of, okay, I just signed this person up, so, you know, I'm done with them, it's ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and another thing I've found is that you can use the broadcast feature in the back of Instant Rewards. Sometimes I'll send a broadcast out, you know, to all my my people in the list. I've got, let's see, if I look down here, I got 208 leads. That's not a whole lot, but you know, that's still pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll go over here and I'll send them a broadcast, and I'll just say, hey guys, if you haven't qualified on you know, the on the starter or the 80 or the 60, I found a couple of things in there that you can do really easy. One of them that I found that was real easy to do here lately on the Games Network, because I'm promoting the games over the IMN, you know, with the 5 networks over there. And I found that the Moo business cards, okay, will accept PayPal as a payment, and you can qualify with the Moo business cards. The other one, you might find another offer in there to, you know, to make up the difference. I think Moo has like a 0.25 value. Okay, so you can share that with them. Or the Pimsleur language course, you can say, hey, you know, whether you want to learn a foreign language or not, you can get the introductory course for $9.95, and it pays out on the one. It pays out a full credit for $9.95, and you can cancel it after 30 days. You don't have to take the monthly auto ship, and you get to keep the introductory course, and you can always give it away as a gift for Christmas, you know, to somebody you might know that's wanting to learn a foreign language. I got German, Russian, Tagalog, Filipino, and I've already, you know, I already speak Italian and Spanish, and a little bit of French. But, you know, these courses, you know, they came in, and all you got to do is just go in there and review some of those offer sites, and check out the offers, see what's new, you know.
Yeah, and it's not really about, like, when we're talking about shooting communication with your leads, it's not like you have to sit up there and have a 2-hour conversation with them every day.
No.
You know, you have them on your email list. You know, you give them your Facebook, your Skype contact.
That's right.
You give them, you know, sometimes if they're local, you can still text message. So, you know, you'll communicate as needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you can sign up a bunch of people. It's not like you know, you don't have to be that afraid that you have to constantly talk to these people. They don't. You know, they will hit you up when something is relevant. Now, if somebody is just like a bugaboo or whatever, then, you know, you just deal with that. But the average person is not going to constantly hit you up for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I like to use the broadcast function because, you know, you can you can send a message out once every 24 hours, and you can use the variables down here, this tilde name tilde, to put the lead's first name in there and say, hey, you know, say, hey name, did you know that you can complete the starter with one offer, and then go in here and just share that information with them. If they have already completed the starter, then fine. They may share this with their people, okay? And if not, if they haven't completed the offer, then you know what? You tell them, I just found out that you can come over here and do the Pimsleur for 1 full credit on the starter.
What Ernest is pointing out is like a big income earner that a lot of people don't understand. Like just being registered on multiple site versions. Once in a while, you could just hit up people that you already signed up and say, there's a new site version that you didn't do yet. That's great and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can sign up for it. So I'm like, okay, well, I just joined Quick. Quick only takes 2 offers.
Mm-hmm.
Make extra $30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sign up right now, and then, you know, now you can make extra money. Now, if they want any extra, like I said, I'm not totally, some people don't like to pay anything for people to sign up. I'll be like, you know, look, it costs $2, man. I'll shoot it back. That's the next thing that you get. Look, it's all mathematics. People that don't like to pay money don't make sense to me. If it costs a person $2 to sign up and I make $30, I will shoot them back $2 if that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll be like, oh, look, there's a new offer site that just came out, or it's the next thing that I add on to my portfolio. Sign up. I'm running a limited time incentive bonus that I'm paying out $5 this week for anybody who completes the 30 sites. And it only going to cost you $2 to do.
Yeah, and you know the neat thing about, let's take the starter for example. It pays out $20, and somebody can come over here and do a little $9.95 offer. Heck, I can send them $10. You know, by PayPal. I can reimburse them $10 if they don't want to have any skin in the game. You know, go over there and complete it. I'm going to make $10 because that's going to get them up and running where they can make $20 over and over and over. You got to explain to them the advantages, and I'll make it easy for you. You know, I'll reimburse you. Yeah, I'm going to get paid $20 on the payout, but I'm going to send you back that $9.95, you know, plus nickel. I'm going to send them an even $10.
Think about it this way. I'm the co-owner of Instant Rewards, right?
Yeah.
So would it be a better strategy for me to say, like, I'm not going to pay users any commission. I'm just going to advertise these offers and not pay out anything. Like, how popular do you think Instant Rewards would be?
Well, you would see it drop.
Yeah. On the other hand, we pay out the majority of the commission to the users because that gives them a benefit to do it.
Yeah.
It's incentive advertising. If you have to give people a benefit to complete, it's okay. It's not a sin. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get a bunch of signups, you want to say, like, look, if you complete the 100 site under me, I will pay you $25. Fine. You know, paying for advertising is business.
That's right. And if you make a promise to somebody to do that, then hold to your word.
Of course.
You know.
You never want to dirty your man.
You've got. Yeah, and I've seen people do this, you know, where they said, "Hey, man, I'll reimburse you," and then they don't reimburse you. Well, that causes your name to be mud. All right. Yeah. So I mean, if you make them an offer, stick to it.
Yeah, and it's also stupid because, like how I said, is that your downline are people that could constantly earn you money again and again.
That's right. You're getting that 2-tier 5% bonus on 2 tiers, and you know, If you got people under you completing the 20 and the 60, and you know you're getting 5% of that, you're getting 5% of $90. That's $4.50 a pop. If you got 100 people doing that, you know, then you know you can make a lot of money just on the residuals. You know, this is why, you know, I got completed on the 80. I started the 80 about 2 years ago, and I finally got it completed here just a few months ago. What, 5, 6 months ago, Anthony? Yeah, and I do the starter in the 80 or the 1 in the 80 because the 1 is a single offer credit site for $20 payout, and it's easy to do. And then I think I did the 80 and 3 offers, and for the sum total of about $13.95, I got completed on the 80, and I can promote those two and make an even $100 a pop. Okay, if I have to, you know, offer somebody a little bit of help, you know, because they don't have a whole lot of money in their pocket, you know what? I can split them. I can say, you know, I can't tell them which offers to do, but I can make a suggestion. There's a couple of easy ones in there you can find over on what was it? Page 4, I think, over here on the starter. They had the Move business card or something like that, or was it page 5?
Some people saying they posted. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, here. Look at here, starter, Move business card. Everybody can use business cards. It pays a half a credit. I got 50 really nice business cards over there for like $25.50 shipping and handling total, and they accept PayPal. You know, and who can't use business cards? I've shared the layout on the business cards that I made for Instant Rewards, and I'm saying, you know, people ask me, what do you do? I hand them one of my business cards, you know. I just give them one of my business cards. If you don't have business cards, you ought to. That's an investment in yourself, and, you know, that's real easy to do. So, you know, work with your people. I had one guy that said, hey, if you help me do this offer, he says, I'll send you the reimbursement via PayPal. I didn't need the money, but he did it anyway. Really nice guy. You know, and I helped him out, and, you know, he sent me the money back. And I figure I can do the same thing with my people. I can help them get started. Say, you know, everybody can use business cards. Go over there and get your Move cards, you know, with Move business cards. And over on their site, you can select, you know, that, and then maybe go do something else. On the 1, I don't know if the 1 has the Move business card. There's only one page on the 1. There's Pimsleur, credit report, Vonage, GoDaddy, Black Diamond Visa card, now available also in the UK, CashNet. I don't see Move business cards over here in the CashNet over on the 1 network. But, you know, if they're looking to you know, get completed on one of the other networks, then, you know, maybe you can come over here. Of course, over here on the 80, it's only a 0.10. But work out a deal with them. You know, if they just need another 0.1 credits to get complete, go get yourself some business cards or whatever. Anthony, I really appreciate you being on here with us tonight. If we don't have any more, we're going into 1.5 hours right now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and shorten this down if we don't have any more questions. And I'm going to go eat supper. And I'm going to wish you guys a good evening and hope to see you all Saturday evening, same time, same channel, same link. And once again, Anthony, thank you so much for showing up and joining us tonight and sharing your experience and knowledge and background with us. Guys, look forward to seeing you this Saturday. And Anthony, you're always welcome here, boss. Talk to you later. Good night, y'all.